G'day guys, my name's Josh. You can call me Woodle, and welcome back to 7 Days to Die in Alpha 18, where I've come back to my Woodle Park 2 to continue building and testing some bases. And I've come back today to do something that you guys have been inundating me with requests for. I've come back to do a super simple early game stage base that completely cheeses the AI. Now I'm going to say this straight off the bat, this is not a Woodle original. I'll put my hand up and I'll admit that this has not come from the old doodle upstairs. This idea has been floating around on the internet for quite a while, almost since Alpha 18 first dropped, both on Reddit, on Twitter, on YouTube, all over the joint. It's been well done and well documented, but people are asking me to do it and to go in there, see how it works, see why it works, and see if we can incorporate that idea into other things as well. So I've finally come to answer those requests and do what you guys have been asking. But before I go out there and build this super simple, super awesome base, I need to go through the MVP tower and down into the Hall of Legends to say thank you to another group of awesome people for making all of this a reality. And today I am thanking Brownicus ATL Supremacy, which might be Atlanta Supremacy. I'm not sure. That's the abbreviation for Atlanta, I'm pretty sure. As someone who lives on the complete opposite side of the world, you can never be too confident in these things. And also Carl M. So thank you three for all your wonderful support, and thank you everyone else who is lining the ever-expanding walls of the Hall of Legend for everything you do for me. I'm super appreciative. I love having all you guys behind me. I love having a special place inside Woodle Park for all of you guys to live and have your own special place in there forever. Alright. Let's go find a nice empty bit of ground to go build this thing in. This is not a complicated base at all. It's barely even a base, really. It's just a platform that you stand on that stops the zombies from punching you in the dick. And that sounds like a pretty good idea to me. I'd like my dick to be relatively unpunched. I think this little block of land here is the one to go with. I haven't quite filled it back in yet since I accidentally took a massive chunk out of it a little while ago, because filling all this back in with just blocks of sand is a deceptively big job. But because this base is so simple, I can build it on here and then just demolish it and rebuild it afterwards. Unlike some of the bigger bases here, which would take me a long time to do, because all this base really is you just get like this, you get some wood wedge tips, also gonna go the normal wedges, and then all the corner pieces, which is that one and that one. I'll probably also need some, oh, I just punched the microphone, sorry about that. Probably also need some regular wood blocks as well. Now, the photos I've been sent of this, they all look like the same thing, and it appears to be a 2x2 cube, but raised up 4 into the air. So a 4x2x2 little rectangular prism here, and then all you're gonna do on that, in fact, looking at that, I feel like I'm missing something. It's going to be another pyramid. So just like this, but instead of a little bit flat and like asking and begging the zombies to climb up it, it's going to be super steep and avoid the zombies getting to the top. So to do that, I think I'm going to need to put some extra blocks on the side like this, just like that. There we go, because we need to make the zombies a super fun, happy slide. Like Homer going into Mr. Burns' crypt. You pull that lever and you enjoy the last moments of your life before you inevitably get turned into some form of the undead. So we'll grab that one there and we'll go like this and get that all looking nice and slopey goodness, just like that. So we're going to continue that all the way around. Then up the top, we do the same thing again. And this is all it looks like. This is how simple it appears to be. Now, this absolutely is a 100% cheesy base. This is the grating of mozzarella on top of the pizza base. This is nothing but cheesy goodness. If you're lactose intolerant, you probably don't want to use this base. But it looks like it's super effective. So I'll be letting all you guys down if I didn't at least give it a crack and see if we can use the principles here for something else. Oh, okay, now we've got the foundations built, now just put all the slopes on. Just put the last little touches on, just like that, and there you have it. You have yourself the pyramid of zombie protection. You've got nothing else to do here. That is all that you need to do to get yourself protected from the zombies. Now, you can build this very, very early on. Admittedly, it's probably harder. This is one of those weird occasions where it's probably harder to build this out of wood because you need that table saw, as opposed to just getting some flagstones, because if you get flagstone blocks, if I get the right bloody thing, not flogstone, even though I am a flog, grab that one and go here. You can just get your flagstone blocks and it's already all there. Nice and easy. All the blocks you need are there ready to go, and you can get flagstone. Like, these only cost, what is it, like 4 cobblestone rocks. So you can start making this out of cobblestone, or flagstone rather, immediately. Like, you can have this done before midday on day 1. Super, super simple. So let's just make sure that it does work as advertised, though. Before I start this, I need to make sure I have a gun to get their attention with. Alright, now let's just get a couple of Chelseas. The age-old tester, Chelsea, please come over here and see what happens. And yeah, I mean, that's what was advertised to me as. I was told that it's going to stand there and jump forever and not actually lay any damage down onto the blocks whatsoever. And so far, it appears so. Now, I'm not sure why it had to be this big, though. I mean, building up this tall just kind of like quadruples the amount of materials you need. Because not only do you need to build all the slopes for the outside. Hey, you did some damage. You guys aren't supposed to do damage. I've been lied to. I mean, admittedly, not very much. There's not a whole lot of damage going on. But some is still more than none. But yeah, if you increase this up an extra 2 levels, you need to increase the base out so much as well. So you're really like increasing the amount of materials you need a whole lot. So what I want to know, if I get rid of all of these, can I make the same thing but smaller? Like, can I make a smaller pyramid? Can I go full Cairo or Giza even? Can I change this all around and make myself a smaller pyramid next to it that's still going to work just the same and potentially keep me safe? I don't know. I have to find out. Because look, I could just go like this and do the same thing again, and it's like so much less than what that one is. Definitely getting some Giza and Valley of the Kings vibes going here. Those really any pyramids in Valley of the Kings, but even so, ancient Egyptian vibes. Let's get some Chelseas and see if they do the same thing. All right, come over here, please. What are you guys gonna do? Punch me in the face, apparently. That was pretty rude. Okay, so they jump on top of each other. They can still get up here. Interesting. But what about if I go like this? So if I just give myself that extra little layer of elevation that I had over there, it's only one extra... Oh my god, get off the bloody thing. Get off the bloody thing. Someone was explaining to me the other day about why sometimes they spawn on top of my head while they don't, and it's to do with like the range of the weapon I'm holding, which kind of makes sense, and I'm kind of inclined to believe that. Although, what I'm also inclined to believe is that this seems to be working just as well. Nowhere near as many materials as that one, but still just jumping up and around and getting all sorts of down, and they aren't doing anything really to me. If they do get up close and personal, up like that, then they might make it up here every now and again. What about if I go one more tall? One more tall, how's that looking? You still gotta... Yep, you can't do anything. So you can just make yourself an obelisk, and you can keep yourself safe. However, I mean, sure, I could call it a pyramid, but I kind of don't want to because it doesn't really look like a pyramid. That looks more like a pyramid. I might call this the tombstone. It kind of looks like a tombstone. This one especially, this looks like a tombstone you'd find. Got a nice base in the bottom and a nice little bit at the top to put a plaque on. I mean, look, I can be here all I like, and now I've got that extra little bit of elevation. No zombie can get up here either. Alright, that works really well. I like that. So, there you go. That is the tombstone base. However, I'm kind of hesitant to call it a base. It's not really a base at all. It's just like a platform that magically keeps the zombies at bay, which I'm kind of a fan of, to be honest. So, for all those people who were requesting that I show off this mechanism and how it works, I hope that has scratched your itch. But I'll have to come back and build some more bases in another episode, because this episode is not done. I was just kidding. I'm not going to make an episode that's like 5 minutes long. That's ridiculous. Making the base is one thing, but now that we know how it kind of works, now we have to figure out what we can do with it. How can we use this to make an actual proper base that maybe isn't quite so deliciously cheesy? I mean, look, if you were coming into day 7 or whatever, and you had to quickly knock one of these up, in fact, what I might do first is just kind of experiment and see how much materials it actually takes to build these things, and to do that, I'm going to get myself, not that one, what's it called? Like a pallet, I think? There we go. Let's get ourselves some pallets, and we'll put those down and see how much cobblestone we actually need to build one of these, because wood's going to be more difficult unless you find that table saw, which does spawn inside some of the POIs, but it's more likely going to find some bundles of cobble out and about in the wilderness. Let's put some of those down, start digging it up, and see how much we need to actually make one of these. I'm just going to put 4 blocks down to start with, and how much cobble do I get out of each of these? I get 35 a pop, which is, how much is that going to get me out of flagstone? It's going to get me 8 flagstone. That's going to be pretty good, I think. Not enough to build either of these, but I think I might try and build one of these first of all, because what I'm thinking is, like, if you're out and about, you know, you're running wild, you're trying to, like, survive, you come across, like, a zombie bear horde or something. In fact, that's probably a pretty good thing for me to test this against, a bunch of zombie bears, and see if they react the same to this. So if you're going to quickly erect something to keep yourself safe at like 9 o'clock at night on day 7, what are you going to do? So I'm going to try for this one first and foremost. Let's just bang this one up like that, and then we're going to go get ourselves the wedge tips, that one there, and go on, no, that's copy rotation. I need on face like that, and you go up the top. There's nothing groundbreaking. We literally just did this a second ago, but how close can we get from just one pallet of cobblestone? We can actually get reasonably close. We get like halfway there. That's pretty exciting. I need that one. Here we go. And we just go copy rotation. No, let's go on face. Even though I'm lazy to take more button presses to keep copying the rotations, and it will just go on face and click on the right part of the block. All right. So we need Actually, we need quite a few more blocks. So I'm going to just build like kind of the skeleton of it first and avoid putting the corner blocks in and see if that works better. Let's get the next block going. So now I've now used 2 pallets of flagstone. Let's make all of those, please. Is this going to work any better than last time? Is this going to be as good as it was before, or do I need those corner pieces? So I'm specifically thinking here about how cheaply I can get this done. My whole goal here is to make the cheapest, easiest, like day 1 horde base that I possibly can. So I've got a flagstone base here with just the wedges, but on top, I'm not going to put more flagstone. I'm just going to put some wooden frames like that, because that makes this base reusable. You could almost use this as like an outpost somewhere. Like you could build this somewhere out in the forest or whatever. So if you do come across something that's bad news bears or just some bears, you can like quickly run up here, run, jump up the top like that and put down a couple of frames, and suddenly, hopefully, you will be safe again. So I know I said I was going to test with some bears. We'll do that in a second. First and foremost though, need to test with some Chelseas, because how are they going to react to oh, okay, they get stuck in the corner. See, that's what I wanted to know. Oh, actually, they're now kind of avoiding the corner, which is interesting. So if I didn't have this here, they'd get up and punch me in the grills, which would be just fine. Oh, get out of the way, please. But as soon as I start as soon as I start putting some blocks down, they start getting a little more confused. All right, let's get rid of those, and we'll put in some bears and see how the bears react to this. Here we go, got bears and dogs, the 2 worst enemies in the game. What are you guys gonna do? So the bears seem to have a whole lot of issues with it. The dogs don't get quite as fooled as the other. Oh god, the bears are getting up pretty high too. Now, is that because dogs don't really jump? Come to think of it, I don't think I've ever actually seen a dog jump. So I think because they don't see this as an option as somewhere they can jump up, maybe this isn't gonna work out against the zombie dogs. That's interesting. Okay, that's all just information to log away so we know what to expect. Let's just finish off the rest of this. So if I keep using the frames upstairs, which aren't getting hit at all, by the way, then I can focus all of my strong materials down the bottom here. So I need that one, please, and put you up. No, that's the wrong bloody way. Can I reset the rotation? Oh, god damn it. Go the north. No, that's the wrong one. There we go, you fat-fingered larrikin. You finally got the right block at the right time and the right place and stopped pressing every other key known to man that you didn't need to be pressing. So I've got those ones there. Now all I need is the fat block, the fat corner block that goes on the bottom and holds everything together, because everyone needs a fat bottom block. That one, that's the one I need, I think. Yes, it is. Okay, you go there. I'm gonna be, what, 1 short, I think? Oh, that's heartbreaking. I'm so close. I've made my base with like a bill. It's got like a beak now all of a sudden. The zombie's gonna run up and just castrate himself on that sharp edge. It's gonna be a real bad time for him. I'm tempted to leave it just for that, but that's okay. We'll grab this one as well. So what, 3 pallets now, and I have an excess. I only needed 1 more block. In fact, I would have been really close to making it. It's just I could have just made the 1. How much would I have left over? I would have needed just, 2 more pieces of cobblestone rocks, and that would have been all that I needed. There we go. Grab this one. Go copy shape, and put you into the corner like that. Okay, so now we've got that going. Now we have the same thing we had before, but made out of something slightly stronger. Admittedly, it's stronger on the base, but weaker up the top. The zombies don't hit up the top, so we should be okay. Let's try it with the zombie bears and the zombie dogs again, and see how they all react, get their attention, turn on their AI. So now that the dogs don't have somewhere to kind of get stuck in, are they going to be a little bit better? Okay, the bears aren't doing anything. Let's get out of the way so I can actually see what's happening down there. Oh, they do. Okay, there we go. We just saw a dog jump. I've been proven wrong. Oh, shit. And I got all they went full zombie dog Jenga, and I got up the top and they broke down my wooden frames. Interesting. So dogs do not get fooled by this. That's a bit of a shame, but I'm glad we tested that. So now we know that one for sure, though. I might take all these blocks back. In fact, I might just delete them and put 3 more cobblestone things here, because I want to know how many cobblestone pallets will I need to build this thing. And once I build that thing, how will it work, and can I use it for something else? I'm just going to take a shortcut here and just dig all of these up, because I'm sure I'm going to need it. I only needed 2 and a little bit of the cobblestone pallets to make the little one, but to make the big one, I feel like I'm going to need all of this that I can possibly get. 35 is my building budget. I'm not going to have enough to do this. That is just not going to happen. Maybe I can make it work if I don't build a solid core, if I kind of cheat my way up and have like a hollow core, which generally when it comes to zombies is a bad idea, because that means there's a faster way for them to get to me without just collapsing everything. But maybe if I build a hollow core, I might have a better shot at this. Let's just try and do that straight off the bat. Let's get ourselves the fat bottoms. What's what I'm trying to say? Where the hell is the normal wedges? Wedges. There we go. That one there. Get me one of those. Oh, I don't know about this, you know? I don't think I'm going to have enough. all of that cobble was only good enough to kind of almost not really make my foundation down the bottom here. So I'll use the last 3 of those, get rid of you, and get these ones, and just go the ones on the top. Simple rotation. There we go, like that, and there. Alright, so that's how far I got from 4 pallets of cobble. I'll give myself another 4 because it should be enough to kind of get close to the end. And then we'll really figure out how much it's going to be at the end of it. But definitely, as I said before, it's going to be so much more expensive to build something like this than it would have been just to build a nice, simpler one. That smaller one, I think so far is my favorite. That smaller tombstone. But I want to just make sure that I'm not talking out of my ass too much, any more than normal, that is. And just see what happens if I build this whole thing properly using all the materials I can find. So I'm trying to do the calculation in my head, and I think I've got just enough to build this thing with the 8 cobblestone pallets that I got. And that's because this kind of box here is 12 blocks around the perimeter. So the next stage of construction here is going to be 24 blocks, and then 4 blocks to go up the top here as well. So that gives me, 28 blocks out of 30. So I can use 2 of these, I think, to be my structural supports on the inside, just like that. I need something to build from. I need something to actually support all of this. Now, this is super risky. This is what I was talking about, why it's not always a great idea to build a hollow anything. Because in the zombies' minds, they now know if they get in here and destroy that block there, or that block there, this whole thing crumbles down, and me with it. And then I'll just be like an already pulverized hunk of meat at the bottom of a rubble pile waiting for the zombies to feast on. You don't want to tempt the zombies anymore. It's like garnishing your own dessert. How am I going to do this from here? I'm going to need like the normal wedges wherever they've gone. I always lose them in like the main, there we go, that one there. Always lose them in the main kind of pile, and we're going to go copper rotation and put you there as well. So a little bit smaller than it was before. But I don't know. I have to build it all in different stages now, because I have to go around like a ring of rosy rather than just building up from the bottom. No, damn it. I was just thinking this is a lot of blocks to be supported by 2. Damn it. I should have known. I should have known. Oh, that's frustrating. Okay, I need to clear all of this out. So trying to build this on the cheap was not a good idea. So what, 8 pallets of cobblestone is like the minimum, but you're probably going to need 9 or 10 just to make yourself supported on the inside. Do not try and build this as a hollow. You're going to have a real bad time, because that's what I mean. If it's so delicately balanced already, just building it, it's going to go badly if you try and hold up one of these things against any sort of zombies. There we go. Made myself my flagstone pyramid tombstone thing, and that took me 92 blocks of flagstone, which turns out to be, if on my super sweet mental calculator that definitely isn't on my phone, 368 individual pieces of cobble. So if you're getting, what, 35 per pallet, that means you are going to need 10.5, so 11 pallets of cobble, and you can build this. Now, I did build a hollow on the inside. It's also supported, like there's one extra rung on the middle here to support everything. Still like a way if you want to have this like protecting an entryway or something, you definitely could. A ladder going in and out would always be nice, but all of this is all well supported and lovely, and we should do, let's put a couple of bears in and also get a couple of Chelseas just for good measure, get all of them going. You want to come and just prove my theory, please? Everyone come over here. The dogs aren't doing anything, the bears aren't doing everything, Chelseas aren't doing anything. Yeah, no, we're all nice and fine. The only kind of real threat here is the dogs. I don't know why they seem to be able to get so much higher than everything else. They seem to go like Jenga pile so much better than the other ones do. But that's fine. So there you go. This isn't necessarily cheaper than that base over there, the old monkey bar base. And I also feel like, I mean, look, I'm a big fan of cheese. I always say I am. But I feel like that one is a little bit more, it kind of sits better with my interpretation of the zombies. Whatever you want to do to have fun, go to that. But I think me personally, I think I prefer the monkey bar base over this one anyway. But that's fine. So now that we know how to make one of these and how cheaply we can make one of these, let's just clear off the rest of the zombies here and see if we can do the same thing with those stairs that we saw before. What were they called? They were wedge stairs, I think they were, that you could make them inside the wooden frame. So maybe if you can use them, you can build this even cheaper again. I built just a little one just to kind of test it, and you do get the nice corner wedge parts in the wood frame kit, but you do not get the actual wood tips, which is very, very upsetting. Look, you got the normal like steep corners there, you got the normal like the fat corners as well, but you don't get the normal wedge tips or the fat wood wedge tips to put in there either, which is kind of a shame. But just looking at that, I don't think it's gonna work. It looks kind of nice, but I don't think it's gonna be as effective as what I'd like it to be, because look, you can just kind of run up and you make a jump, and you can stand on these blocks and keep on making your way up. There shouldn't be any issues at all for a zombie to come and get me. So let's just test it with a Chelsea, because that's like the default zombie, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get punched right in the sausage maker. Yep, there you go. Alright, well, that doesn't work at all, so let's just ignore that one. Okay, so wedge tips are the way to go, but now I want to know, so you can use this to kind of stand on top of and keep the zombies away, but could you make your wall out of something like this? Like, if you made this a wall, rather than the zombies running up to it and beating on your walls to make away, could you just make a zombie repelling wall? That's what I want to know, so I'll quickly knock up a quick little wall around the outside of something, I'm not sure what yet, and see if I stand in the middle of it, if zombies will run up to it, jump on it, and then give up and just kind of run in circles for a while. Alright, so I've made myself a quick little ring here out of wedge tips and all sorts of things. The same kind of thing, just blown out a little bit as that one over there with a hole in the middle. And I don't hate it, you know, it's not actually that ugly. It looks like an old school like hill fort or something, which I mean back in the day would have been made out of like dirt and sticks and stuff like that. This is made out of wood, but I don't hate the way that it actually looks. Like I actually quite like it. So if I stick myself right in the middle of this and break my ankle apparently getting in here, if I stand in the middle of this, will the zombies try and like beat their way through, or will they try and run up and over the top? I'm not quite sure. I have just made this out of wood as well. It'll probably change depending on what material I make it out of, so I might upgrade this to be something a little bit heavier duty if this doesn't work out for me. Let's just get some Chelseas and see how they go. Where's my gun? My gun's in there. Get their attention. Alright, what's gonna happen this time? How are you guys gonna go? So far, pretty so good, and they're jumping again. That's really I reckon that's a more useful kind of use for this, a useful use of this. Good job, Josh. That's a more like useful way of using this idea than that one over there. Like that's great. You know, you can stand on top of a platform and smack the zombies in the head to your heart's content. But this, if you had a compound, right? I mean, everyone builds walls around their bases. Everyone's been doing that since 7 Days came out. Everyone's been doing that since they had shit trying to kill them. If you're a caveman out in the day and there's a saber-toothed tiger trying to stick its teeth through your neck and get the slimy sausages out of your jugular, then you build yourself a goddamn wall. It's not exactly groundbreaking technology, but if you use it like this, then the zombies, even if they get pissed off at you, are not going to damage your wall. Imagine there's a screamer horde, or a wandering horde or something, it's the middle of the night, and they get pissed off at you, and they start trying to get into your compound, they're not going to do any damage. I really like that. I actually really like that as an idea for a wall. I might incorporate that into other playthroughs, my normal survival playthroughs. I think that's the best way to do this. The only issue I can see here is the zombie dogs, who seem to have the most kind of success getting through these things than the rest of the zombies. Are you going to do any damage on it? Let's get rid of that Chelsea so I can definitely tell for sure if any of the damage comes from the dogs. How are we looking? No, they're getting their Jenga pile going, but nothing too worrisome. As long as you make it a couple of blocks tall. Look, he jumps and he jumps. They get a whole like double bounce thing going, but no damage is being done. And this is all made out of wood as well. God, I mean, this is going to save you so much time and effort. You don't have to make yourself concrete walls anymore. Make yourself a wood little like palisade around the outside and you're good to go. Easy as that, lads. Oh, that's good. That's the best part of this episode. I mean, look, I was just kind of testing and fiddling around with that kind of stuff, but this is like a genuinely useful discovery here. There's just one more thing I want to test with that, and I've carved out a little bit of a channel in the middle here so I can see out of it. I want to know, can I turn this into some sort of way to actually fight the zombies on the outside? Like, if you're stuck in the middle, can you reach out and touch the zombies and do some damage? I reckon that's actually, that one there will probably be the best block for the job, because if I get that one, and I go on face on that one over there, and kind of, oh yeah, almost like that even. Oh, but it's gonna get stuck on the outside. It'd be really bloody perfect if it wasn't. Like, if I get rid of that one even, get rid of some of the extra blocks here. Oh, if I keep destroying stuff, then I'm gonna destroy all of the support for the blocks up the top though. Maybe I won't do that just yet. Just like that even. If I go like that and get them going, that's backwards. But can I give myself a little bit of a slot to look through to punch the zombies in the face? Like that, you know? Like, kind of like this. Can I reach through and like just spade the zombies in the face as they're trying to get up, but still have them get their whole confused AI going? So I'm going to try that, which is I have to destroy the rest of these blocks around here. And I don't know if it's going to work. That's always kind of the exciting thing about these base building things, is sometimes I build stuff that I have no idea if it's going to be a viable option or not. Well, I can tell straight off the bat this isn't going to work, because they've got a platform here that they can now stand on and continue to press up. So let's put some zombies on the outside like this, get a couple of Chelseas again, get a bunch of you. Okay, you guys hang out there for a second. I'm gonna go inside my little base over here and see if I can shovel you in the face when you show up. Can I even reach out of this thing? I mean, not doing any damage out there, which is kind of nice, but oh, yes, I can hit them. In fact, let's stop messing around with this. Let's get ourselves a baseball bat. Just level 1 ought to do for now. Don't really care about the specs of it. I just want to know if I can reach out and damage the zombies. Although it sounds like they're damaging the base as well. They were definitely doing something out there. Yeah, look, they're getting stuck on a little ledge, and they're doing all sorts of mischief to my little hobble over here. All right, so I did definitely ruin it by putting a little step in there. So it didn't really work that way, but that's fine. We've got 2 usable ways out of this. One that we already knew, building yourself a little pyramid of safety, but one that's probably my favorite thing about this, having myself a wall that is invulnerable to zombies. Having like a zombie-proof wall is the dream for any sort of apocalypse, and this seems to be the way to do it. They don't do anything other than just jump around like a bunch of mups, and sure, I mean, you could build it out of wood. Probably don't want to build it out of wood if you're going to build like something permanent though. But if you needed something temporary, like your first starter base or something, just to keep yourself safe from a wandering horde or whatnot, this is definitely the way to go. So I'm pretty bloody happy with that as I take to it with my baseball bat. Oh, yeah, so yeah, I hope that that answers the questions you guys had. There was a lot of people asking about these kind of bases and suggesting that kind of base and asking if I could give it a crack and see what I can come up with. And it works just fine. It's not really my kind of thing. I don't think I'll be using that kind of pyramid tombstone thing in any of my playthroughs, but this one, absolutely dinky die bloody lootly, mate, will I be getting that one out. I'll be cracking that out of my swag in no time and getting that all of my recording software just had a bit of a jitter, which makes me nervous, so I've gone and restarted it all to hopefully fix any issues that might have happened. That's what happened last time when I lost all the audio and got my corrupted capture file back when, so I've gone and restarted everything to try and avoid that. So if that was a super rough cut, I'm sorry, but it means that everything got corrupted. If not, then I guess everything continues on as normal. But this episode is now done, and I'm glad that we got something out of it. I feel bad when I just kind of come in and do something that's already been done. I always want to expand on something, and I feel like with our walls over here, I feel like we have done that. So I'll have to come back and expand on some more stuff and design some more stuff in another episode, because this episode is done. So thank you guys for watching. Most of all, thank you to all the patrons on Patreon who made this episode possible. If you liked it, make sure to hit the like button down below and subscribe to this channel. Follow me on Twitter. If I don't talk to you there first, I'll see you in the next episode. Have a good one.